Hey guys, Luke Michael Howard from Luke Gnosis Hypnosis here. If you're here, if you can hear me, if you're online right now, give me a thumbs up or a wave so I can see who is out there. Now this is a big announcement. Next week, Monday, in exactly 7 days from now, Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern on this very channel on Facebook Live. I'm going to be doing a very, very special Facebook Live. And basically what this is, it's going to be my story about anxiety, why I specialise in working with people with anxiety, what I had to go through when anxiety wasn't such a big thing as a teenager growing up, and how I found my way through the dark tunnel called anxiety without any medication or any help really at all. So please do join us next Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook Live, where I'll be sharing my story about how I overcome anxiety and why I've chose to specialise in helping others across the world overcome anxiety as well. Hey, I can see Sasha's there, I can see Marco is there. Hey guys, if you're there, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart so I know that you're there. Very, very good. And I'm going to be popping on over the next week or so, just either in the morning, in the afternoon or in the evening, just for a short period, just to talk a little bit about this talk that's coming up next Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern, Facebook Live, where I'll be sharing my story. But also I'd like for you to put some questions underneath this post, underneath this very Facebook Live. Please ask some questions about anxiety, perhaps some anxiety you're suffering from, whether it be general anxiety, whether it be specific anxiety, whether it be social anxiety, whether it be post-traumatic stress disorder, whether it be complex PTSD. Please ask your questions below this video or any video that you'll see being released over the next week before, cheap plug, Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. Put your questions underneath and I will endeavour to answer those questions next week on Facebook Live. So if you've got a question that you'd like to have answered, please do put the question underneath. I'll be making a list of them and I will cover as many as I can. Hey Eric, Eric's there out there. Good to see you, Eric. I'll be answering as many questions as that period will allow me next Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And I'll also be sharing my story about how I overcame anxiety without any medication or any psychiatric help. And also I'm going to be sharing some free, very specific tips on that Facebook Live that I've used on myself and that I use on my clients daily, that they use to help to get rid of the symptoms of anxiety, get more into their body, get out of their head and to experience life right now without being overwhelmed and suffering the extremities of anxiety. So please put your questions underneath. If you see me pop up any other time, and I will over the next 7 days, ask your questions underneath and I will do my best to answer them all next Monday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. Tell your friends, if you're in any groups of people that are suffering from anxiety, or friends or family members are suffering from the symptoms of anxiety and looking for a way out, then do please tell them it's free. I'm going to share my story and at least 3 tips on how to get yourself out of anxiety and tell you a little bit about how I work, and I will answer any questions, time permitting, next Monday. Hey, Mike Mandel's there. Hey, the world famous Mike Mandel. How you doing, Mike? So, one last cheap plug. Monday, March the 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook Live. I'm going to be here covering my story of how I got through anxiety when I was a teenager, when it wasn't the in thing, where everybody was diagnosed with some form of anxiety, when I didn't even know what it was. I knew it wasn't depression, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. I'm going to share that whole story. I'm going to be very vulnerable. I'm going to be very open with you and tell you what I had to go through. I'm going to give you at least 3 tips on how you too can release yourself from the shackles of anxiety and to become free. And I'm going to be popping in over the next few days looking at any questions that you asked me underneath this Facebook Live, and I'm going to cover those, time permitting, next Monday, March the 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook Live. Always believe.